What is going on, everybody? Welcome into the Wager Alarm live stream. I'm Howard Bender. With me, of course, Craig Mish. Time to get down and dirty with that super contest. The weekly card comes out on Wednesdays, which is when Craig and I are going to start doing these live streams now. We're going to skip the Tuesday night. We're going to go to Wednesday because we get the lines right in front of us here. Craig, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. It does make a lot of sense. In general, we've done these on Tuesday nights and even some Monday nights as well. But now that we are not in, and by the way, not a lot of college football contests are up this year.
Right.
So we bowed out of that. We didn't get involved in it. And we're just strictly doing the Las Vegas Super Contest. We went 3-2 again last week. Second straight week of starting 3-0 and then losing the late games. So those late games are not our friends. And the night games have not been our friends thus far. So I guess we'll just get back on the horse and see what happens this week. But in review, Howard, when you look at it, I mean, the only game that I really think that we were on the wrong side of was taking the Bears against the Rams. But all of the other picks that we had really made sense.
Yeah, and had that touchdown, that DK Metcalf touchdown not been reversed, we would have covered in that, and we would have been fine. So
yeah, no, the picks were solid. The Steelers were the better team against Tennessee. I know Tennessee rallied and they had a chance to tie, but Pittsburgh was the better team in that game. Detroit, I guess they did get a little lucky with Gurley kneeling down. But look, we took Detroit week 1. They should have won. It evens out. Some were going to win, some were going to lose. So that's our even out on Detroit. I'm willing to do that. What was the third one?
What was the third one? That's a good question. I got to go to Wager Alarm and hit up the ticket.
Tampa Bay?
Oh, we did. We took the Bucks. We laid the points. We laid 3.5 there. And that one was never in doubt.
Tampa Bay looks like a great, I don't know about a great team, but a great betting team. They are just not, they're playing like the old Belichick Brady. They're just not taking the foot off the pedal. So you got a good chance to cover even some of these big lines. So I'll be interested in taking the Bucks more often.
Yeah, well, without a doubt, and we'll be able to take a look at them this week. Why don't we just let's dive in here? We won't start off with the Bucks. We'll start with the let's start with the Thursday night game tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah.
Does this interest you at all for the Super Contest? Panthers are at home. They're laying 2.5 here to the Falcons. I mean, it's not really a game I would want to touch, but for the same token, also I don't want to touch Thursday night only because the news on Friday is.
Yeah, in the history of the Super Contest, this is the least amount of Thursday night games they've ever had picked. And the reason why isn't because people don't like the game. It's because you're taking a huge risk not knowing who's going to be on the field or the game's going to be played in the COVID era. So I would lean Panthers for sure. Yeah, I would. The line does smell a little funny here with them only being 2.5. I feel like they're a much better team than Atlanta is. And the line is a little strange, but I would lean Carolina, and if the game was Saturday or Sunday, whatever, I would take Carolina too.
All right, let's hit the early games on Sunday. Lions are at home. They are a 2.5-point dog. We've been good with the Lions. We lost in that first week, but so far so good with the way they've been.
2-1 with them. Yeah.
So what do you think here? Colts coming off of a bye week. Defense getting a little healthy now. Are you confident in the Lions to take those 2.5 points?
Not really. I think this is a pass for me. I kind of feel like teams off a bye are doing well, so I probably would lean the Colts here, even though I don't like the Colts at all. But I don't think the Lions earned my trust last week. I think they made up for Week 1's disaster. Right. But beyond that, I feel like at the end of the year, the Lions are going to be 7-8 going into the last game, with needing that win to go over their total, and that's not a great team. So I think the line is right on this one.
Okay, all right. Packers at home against the Vikings. It's a rematch of Week 1. Packers won 43-34. That first game, Devontae Adams had gone off in that one. Aaron Rodgers played phenomenally here. Vikings are getting Dalvin Cook back.
Right.
Packers run defense.
Last in the NFL. Yeah, they moved ahead of Houston. We're behind Houston, I guess.
Would you consider taking the Vikings here, getting the 6.5?
Yeah, I would. The line does look strange too. It's like you look at these two teams and wonder, how's the line only 6.5 if Green Bay is so much better than Minnesota? Yeah, I think that's a dog I would consider.
Okay. Bills at home against the Patriots. Well, we got our answer to when was the last time the Patriots
This is like
lost
when
two
was the
games
last
at
time
home?
season for New England? Like, when was the last time this happened? When was the last time that happened? Look, here's the truth. If this was any other team but Buffalo, I would just say let's go against the Patriots. They look awful, but Buffalo has not looked good, Howard. They have not looked good the last 3 weeks in a row. And maybe by the time Saturday comes or Sunday, I'll have changed my mind on this, but it is a pass for right now. I would not take New England. It would only be Buffalo.
Yeah.
But but what is going on with the Bills? What they don't look sharp like they did in the first few weeks. They should have mauled the Jets.
Well, it's kind of funny. I mean, they were that team. Dallas did this to us last year, right? Dallas came out like a house of fire. They were 4-0. They were on top of the world. Then you looked at who their opponents actually were, and I kind of feel like that's what we got with Buffalo for those first couple of games, where Josh Allen looked amazing and they looked the part, and they were going to unseat the Patriots, and then all of a sudden, Sean McDermott's offense got a little stale in comparison to some of the defensives that we've seen stacked up against them.
Sure.
All right. So
Pass
Bills,
for now.
Patriots, pass. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's walk like an Egyptian right over to Titans against the Bengals.
Yeah.
It says Bengals.
On the Super Contest page, they have Bengals for some reason this week. I'm not sure why. This is a big trap into taking Cincinnati here, I think. It's just like a lot of points. They're at home. They've looked good.
Games have been super close the entire time.
It's going to turn. Too many close losses for them eventually leads to big losses. Tennessee is much better than Cincinnati, so my lean would be Tennessee. I hate laying points, but this looks like a trap to just take those points with Cincinnati at home. And it was last week too. Remember, the line was 3.5, 3 in the Super Contest. Parkey missed that extra point at the end of the game, so Cleveland should have covered. I mean, maybe they should. Look, Cleveland could have scored a touchdown in overtime anyway. Mayfield played the best game I've ever seen him play, but I would lean Tennessee. I think Tennessee's going to run through Cincinnati.
Well, see, that's the operative word, and we've been talking about this over at Fantasy Alarm a bunch. When the calendar flips to November, there's a little switch that goes off in Derrick Henry, who it's like superpowers all of a sudden. And
by the way, A.J. Brown is good, and Tannehill's playing well, and their offense is fine, and their tight end is decent. Look, Tennessee's defense, I don't know what happened. You'd have to tell me what happened to their defense. So I don't know what the total is in this game. I probably would lean over on the total. I'm guessing it's in
the total's like 54 and a half.
Mid-50s. So, but I would have to lean Tennessee. This is just a matter of better team here for me on this one. And again, I get real nervous when I start to see a team losing a lot of close games because within the same season, because like it's just the psyche just starts to drip, and I think that could be happening with Cincinnati.
Okay. Browns at home against the Raiders. Browns giving 2.5. I kind of thought this was a weird line too.
Me too.
Especially right.
Very weird line. Makes me want to pass. It feels like the right pick is Cleveland, but the Raiders, when you don't expect it, they win. So if I had a lean just based on contrarian approach, it would be taking the Raiders. I feel like the Raiders must be the pick for Cleveland to only be -2.5.
Yeah, which upsets me.
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. But you're right. I mean, we saw this. When the Raiders came out. Who did they?
The Bucks. They beat the Bucks.
The Bucks.
Not the Bucks. They beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs. I'm sorry.
The Chiefs. Yeah. They slapped them around. It was crazy. It was
close. I mean, the Chiefs had to come back down 20.
Yeah. So
the Raiders are the same team the last few years is that when they win, when they're supposed to win, they don't, and when they're not supposed to, they do. And this is a game they're not supposed to win, so they'll probably win. Again, I was super impressed with Mayfield, and maybe this is the corner turn. That was the best game I've seen him play ever. And I know it was Cincinnati, but he was just threading the needle, playing with a lot of confidence. They were away from finally the running game a little bit. I was really, really impressed with him last week. But that being said, the line is off here for me.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if he can play as consistently as he did, then yeah, I mean, the Raiders' pass defense not really strong. Their run defense is weak. Weak against running back pass plays, so it really fits into like Kareem Hunt and his skill set for him. But yeah, no, listen, we go through this all the time. I do this, nonstop when I end up seeing, going against the Raiders when I just shouldn't be. And they just
I feel like we've been okay with them. I feel like we've done okay with the Raiders. They haven't like beat us down. So again, my lean is on the Raiders as we enter the week. I wish we were getting 3, and it seems like that number is prevalent with Cleveland this year, the 3. But it's 2.5. I mean, you can't do anything about it.
Fun fact from John and Pemba, our producer today: 26% of Baker Mayfield's career touchdowns have all come against the Bengals.
Yeah,
so it's Baker
sense.
Versus the bad
Makes
teams.
Sense.
All right, speaking of bad teams. Let's go Jets, baby. Come on.
Good call by you. We should have used them last week. They covered finally. 19.5 at Kansas City. You want to roll that dice?
I have no desire to roll this dice whatsoever. I mean, as many points as it is, do you not see this being a 34-0 game?
Yeah, it's going to be ugly. Yeah, it's going to be ugly.
But I can't take the Chiefs and lay that many points.
It doesn't really prove anything to anybody by laying this many points.
No, it's gross. Gross. Rams visiting the Dolphins. Dolphins are a home dog, 3.5. It is Tua's debut.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I really don't know what to expect from this team.
Nobody does.
So
it's a hard
pass.
It's a hard pass. Yeah. If you're taking either team, you could build a narrative for both. You can build for the Rams and say rookie quarterback, usually not good first game, pretty good second game, very good third game. This is what's happened with Burrow, Kyler Murray, Herbert. Guys take a week or 2 or 3, and then they usually get it. That's for taking the Rams. Burrow. Taking the Dolphins, they're home. It's Tua. Oh my gosh, they're gonna play great for him. They're gonna be behind him. I could play either way on this one. I can't guess what he's gonna look like. So pass for me. Let's see him 1 week, and then we'll make the call.
Hard pass for me. Saints going to Chicago to take on the Bears. Bears are home dog. Only 4.5 points. After what we saw on Monday night, how is this spread only 4.5?
Yeah, it's going to get higher for sure. I guess it's because the Bears are at home. I guess that's why. And the Saints, over the last 2 years, are just not great on the road. I mean, I guess that's at covering. I guess that's that. But does it matter with no fans? I'm not sure that it does. But how are the Saints? Couldn't stop Carolina, so I don't know. I mean, but again,
Carolina is a more prolific offense than the Bears.
That's true. I guess we'll touch on it this weekend. I'm not sure on this one. I hate just continually laying road points. It's just not my thing.
Well, no, I agree with you there. 47 is the over/under for this game. Third lowest on the board.
It feels right.
Brutal. Seahawks at home against the 49ers. Seahawks are laying 3. Listen, we said we can't go against Russell Wilson in the spread, but listen, Seahawks now 0-2 against the spread in their last 2 games.
Yeah.
They started off 4-0. We also noted that Russell Wilson never lost in Arizona, ever.
And Arizona tried to give them the game, by the way, too.
They really did. They were
at the end of that game. Why did he try to kick that field goal with a minute and a half left? Why didn't he run down the clock? I don't know. That's weird coaching for Arizona, but it would only be Seattle for me here. I can't take
invest in the Niners, huh?
Yeah, I can't do it.
Okay. The game that neither one of us want to touch, Philadelphia against Dallas. Eagles are laying 7.5. No Miles Sanders here.
Yeah, they have to make the line 7.5 because the world would take Philly at -7. So I'm guessing this line goes up before Sunday. And
if it goes up to 8, would you take the Eagles?
I can't take Dallas. I can't take Dallas.
No. That's wrong. We won't take Dallas.
The Eagles may be on the fringe this week as a possible pick.
Okay.
It may be.
If it goes up to 8.
Yeah, if we're getting some value there, maybe. I'd like to see who's going to play for Philadelphia first. I think it's kind of important with them.
I'd like to see that too.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got next?
I like a pick here.
Here it is. Chargers, Broncos. Chargers on the road, laying 3. You know you're going to get the Chargers, aren't you?
Denver. Like Denver this week. This line is so off. I don't know why the Chargers are only 3. It makes no sense. They look so much better than Denver. Denver's look terrible.
Yeah, but the Chargers defense looked like a sieve in
I
in
think
this
Denver
game.
is the pick. I think Denver wins this week.
Oh,
Very
how
tough.
is this possible?
Yeah,
We're
I
gonna
think
take the
so.
Raiders. We're gonna take Denver. We're gonna take all of
I don't know
these
about that, but look, the Chargers,
horrible
by the
situations.
way, didn't really deserve to cover last week against Jacksonville. They did
No,
not
they
play
didn't.
well.
That's why I think it's just a 3-point spread.
Maybe so. Look, I mean, I just know how this game's going to go. It's going to be 7-3 in the second quarter. Fangio just keeps running down the clock, trying to get a win 9-7 if he can. And the Chargers probably kick a late field goal of some kind. I don't think Herbert's going to go crazy on Denver. I don't think so. I don't think so. I like the points here. I do have to
You
say.
seem very committed to this too.
I'm not committed to it, but I saw
but
the
you
line.
see, as far as committed goes, when you and I talk lines and leans and stuff, this is one where we're gonna pass the email back and forth, and Denver's
I'm
gonna be
probably
on
going to
there
be in
like a
on.
dozen
I'm
times.
probably going to be in on Denver because it's such an ugly pick.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look right. And this one looks to me off more than any of the others based on the way the Chargers offense has played. I understand their defense hasn't been good, but Denver's in no position at all to be taken by anybody and backed by anyone. And usually usually that's the way I like to go. And we're definitely taking Pittsburgh, right? I mean, come on. We're definitely taking Pittsburgh.
Getting 4 against the Ravens?
I mean, we're money in the bank with them. We're never going against them. They're our best friends this year.
They've been our best friends for a couple of years now.
Are we 4-0 with taking Pittsburgh?
Possible.
We're taking them. +4.
Oh, yeah, because Russell Wilson never loses in Arizona.
I like the Steelers. I do.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one for me. That's
I just hate
Ravens
the
coming
bye
off the
situation.
bye.
Only thing that scares me is the bye situation. Teams off the bye this year look great.
It's what the funny thing is that this one's going to come down to how Lamar Jackson throws the ball downfield. Steelers front seven is rock solid. Their secondary is atrocious. So
has Baltimore played a good team and won?
They played a good team and won. Yes.
And who would that team be?
Let me tell you. Well, Craig, let me tell you. Let's see. They beat the Browns. They beat the Texans. They lost to the Chiefs. And then they had their nice soft run of Washington, Cincinnati, and the Eagles.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Look, I'm not saying that
Paper champions.
I'm not saying that Cleveland is bad, but I don't think that we would put them in the category of Pittsburgh or Baltimore. Would you?
I mean,
the way that the Steelers destroyed Cleveland.
They did destroy Cleveland, but then they've turned around and they've been, they've played down to their competition. Look at where's Pittsburgh's game?
I'm gonna do a quick exercise here for you. Hold on a second. You talk for a minute.
Okay. So Pittsburgh, they've obviously won every game. Giants, Broncos, Texans. If you're not going to give it to the Ravens, then we're not going to give it to the Steelers. The Eagles, and then they beat the Browns and they beat the Titans. So these last 2 games have been solid wins for them. The first 4, hot garbaggio.
Okay, so I want to go back through the years here at Pittsburgh, Baltimore. So Baltimore beat Pittsburgh. Do we count last year? I guess we have to, but Ben wasn't involved in these games. So Baltimore crushed Pittsburgh last year with Duck
Hodges.
Whoever that guy was, right. Baltimore beat Pittsburgh 26-23. Pittsburgh beat Baltimore 23-16. Baltimore over Pittsburgh 26-14 in cover. Steelers beat Baltimore 39-38. Steelers beat Baltimore 26-9. Steelers beat Baltimore 31-27. Baltimore wins 21-14. And then 2 straight games of the line being 3. Steelers winning 1, Baltimore winning 1. I feel like 3 is the number. And if 3 is the number, maybe getting 4 gives us an advantage here. That's my thinking.
All right. I love it. When you break it down like that, Craig, how am I going to
the games are always close between these 2 teams, and it's a 3. And so I think, historically speaking, if that's the case, I'd like to I would guess that by game time it will be 3. But let's do this. Let's check back Saturday. If I'm right on that, let's take Pittsburgh.
All right. I'm fine with that. Last game now, Monday Night Football, Giants.
We're not winning any Monday night games, so I don't know that we're the people to talk to about this, but I would lay the points and take Tampa Bay.
You would lay the points and take Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I would. I would go against the grain. Monday Night Dogs have lost 3 in a row. Yep. The favorites are covering. I would take Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay, to me, looks fantastic. And I don't think the Giants can hang. But again, we're not doing well on Monday night, so not well at all.
So
maybe we should change our approach and do all early games this week and see if we can just, by the time the late games start, we're done.
You know what? I like that. So, all right. Well, you've got the Steelers are an early game.
Right.
We talked Vikings taking them.
Right. That's $2.
An early game.
Right. Mm-hmm.
We talked Titans laying the points against the Bengals.
Uh-huh.
That's an early game.
Well, we're not going to – I don't think we'll get all early. We're going to have to take like a 4 by you 1 o'clock, by me 4 o'clock.
I mean, we've got to go with the if we're going to take your stank-ass Broncos pick.
I'm not saying we have to.
That's a late game.
See how, look, I'm not married or committed to any of the picks this week. Those are my leans to start the week.
Which I understand. But you know what? I mean, your leans, we have to obviously take into consideration when we are making our final picks.
For sure. But we're back on Sports Grid Friday, and then Saturday night we actually make the picks. So at least the early part of the week. I would tell you that of all of the picks, I would say Pittsburgh is the one that I would bet now if I could. I don't think you'll be able to get 4 on game time against Baltimore.
Okay.
And let me see which way that line is going here. Just so I don't talk out of school. All right. This is me stalling here.
I see it at 3.5 right now.
Yep. It's going the other way already. So
getting that value.
Chargers are already up to 3.5 too, by the way, in some spots. Chargers opened up at 1, moved to 3.5. Yeah, there's going to be heavy against Denver.
All right. See, I know you like
and
that.
Philadelphia is 8, by the way.
Oh, it's already gone to 8?
Yeah.
Oh, look at you. Look at you.
But yeah, we'll touch on it. We'll touch on it Saturday night and see where we're at. But if from a betting perspective, if you're betting any now based on our opinion, then you would take Pittsburgh because you will not get 4.
You won't get 4 anywhere else.
You will not get 4 on Sunday. No.
All right. Well, there you have it, guys. Again, Friday, you'll catch Craig and I on Sports Grid. We're going to be discussing the lines again, a little further into our leans. And then obviously Saturday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Wager Alarm live stream, we'll be making our final picks for the Super Contest. We are over 500 with another 3-2 week. Let's get at it, man. Let's get that 4-1, that 5-0. We are definitely trending in the right direction.
By the way, there's thousands of people below 500 this year. I know that the top of the chain in the Super Contest are all doing better than last year and the year before in terms of overall. Like, it's just like a couple of people are having a phenomenal start. Mm-hmm. But the overall numbers in terms of the betting are way down from where the percentage-wise are way down from when they were last year. Our numbers are down a little bit, but not significantly. If we just go 4-1 or 5-0 in 1 week, we are right back where we were last year. So we're right there.
There it is. That's going to do it for us. Big thanks to John and Pemba for all the producing that he does for us. For Craig Mish, I'm Howard Bender. This has been the Wager On live stream. We'll catch you next.